working. All right. I think we're live. Okay. Hello, Facebook. I have one of my amazing clients that worked with me last year. She is here, and I want to share a testimonial with her. This is going to be wild. It's going to knock you off your socks. So you're going to want to listen to this, because this is the magic that can happen when someone decides that they want to change their lives, and they also are where they are. Kristina's going to tell you all about what she does, but first I just want to give you a preface or a background about this. And as you're coming on, I want you to just say hi or drop, an emoji. This is one of the things that, I love working with clients who know how to make money, but just because you know how to make money doesn't mean you get to keep it all. And one of the things with Kristina, when I met her, she was frustrated because it was like, she was doing all the things. She was actually signing up for all these programs. I mean, she was in a lot of programs, I think. And she's signing up for things. She's like, what's the next thing? How do we get going? But really what she needed was to lift the ceiling of where she was. She's like, Shamina, I'm making $100,000, but we're not actually keeping any of it. So what the hell's going on? And then I'm like, oh, I know exactly what's going on with you. Let me help you. So Kristina, welcome. And if you can just share with everybody who you are, what you do, and why you're so amazing.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, it's great to be on with you. And yeah, my name's Kristina. I'm with Star Walker Organic Farms. It's my husband's and my ranch and brand, and it's his family farm, third generation. And when I met Shamina, I was definitely, kind of scattered in what I wanted to do. And I knew that there was such a bigger ceiling. I knew that there was so much more coming, but I didn't know exactly all the tools that I was missing to kind of just open up my mind and get there. And I look back at when I started a year and a half ago with Shamina specifically, and where I was at then, my mindset, and now fast forward a year and a half, and it's absolutely mind blowing. Just the transition that I've made, the transformation. And our business was, we were doing about $100,000. We were spending so much of that.
You were doing $100,000 a month. Yeah.
We were doing $100,000 a month, spending that. And then literally by a year later, we did 6 million for the year.
Oh, let's go. I need some hearts. 6 million. And listen to this. She went from 1 million to 6 million. Let's go. Okay. Keep going. Sorry.
Yeah. And this year, 2025, our projections are at 30 million. And that's across all of our entities. We just have dialed in what we're doing, figured out the right path. Just really led from the heart. That was a huge change from what I was doing before. I was so in my mind, worried about it. And all the tools that I learned, a lot of it due to Shamina was just the mindset, leading from the heart, and that, trusting the process, and that piece of it made a huge difference.
Huge. And so I saw a transformation in you, which I see when people start doing the program. It happens about 8 weeks, I started seeing the shift. And I know that you were digging in, and something magical happened. And so just share with them some big breakthroughs that you had, but what magically happened at that 8-week process though? I mean, I know one of the things with Kristina was doing is she wanted to raise capital for her company. And so that was something that they wanted to do. Because I was talking to another gal, and I said, I helped my client, get to the process so she can raise capital. And she goes, well, how did you help her? And I basically was explaining, well, if you want to raise money, you have to believe the money is there. But if you're in a desperate state, you're not going to actually create the money. And so for Kristina to go from, $100,000 to 6 million to 30 million this year, a massive shift had to be made, because it's not just strategy, right? When people do things, it's more of who are you being when you're doing it? So Kristina, if you can just share with everybody, there was a ceiling that you put on yourself, and you're I don't understand, Shamina, where's the money going? Because money leaks were happening. And then that was something that's really important that people don't understand. Making money is one thing, but keeping it, compounding it, and growing it is a whole nother thing.
For sure. And I think, I remember specifically, I was going into this really big deal. We flew across the country to kind of meet with this contract that we were going to bring on. It was a purchase order, a very large purchase order for $4.5 million. And I remember, just listening back to Shamina's podcasts. And then also I was reading the book on the plane, highlighting things, going okay, the energy shift. Yes. The energy shift. And just also kind of just knowing like who I was as like who that person was, who the Kristina was that was like going to actually get this contract. They were going to say yes, we were going to make this deal happen. The investors were coming, the capital was coming to help us scale. So it was that breakthrough that happened for me, is just knowing, shifting that mindset and becoming the person that I needed to be for the money to flow.
And it did. I remember one thing I said, Kristina, what do you love to do? She goes, I love to dance. And I'm like, are you dancing? She's like, no. And she's a badass dancer. She started dancing again. You don't realize when you're so in the hustle, you forget all the things that make you receptible and in the state to receive more. Because if you're in your masculine all the time, pushing and shoving and trying to control everything, it's really hard to receive more wealth. And this is one thing that I want people to understand. And now her $30 million are slated to make this year, and they've already killed it and crushed it so far in April, where we're at right now. And bringing bigger investors in, the things that they're doing, this stuff is available for so many people. But if you don't think in the way that it is, or you're not open to receiving the more, because I believe wealth is all around us. And so if we can be receptive to it, yes. So mindset's important, but also, do you feel like you had, actual tools that you could implement and do and practice from the program?
Definitely. I felt like the tools helped me tremendously, and not like you continue to use them. It's not like a one-time thing and like, oh, I transformed and now like everything's, hunky dory for the rest of my life. Like I continue to use those tools all of the time, especially going in like the conversations that I'm having now, the people that I'm in front of, the big names of the people that we're talking to. Like I'm on Zooms constantly with people, and I just, that confidence that I've built using the tools has been like game changer.
All right. Can we talk about like some of the stars you're working with, or like some of the big contracts you have? Can we peep a little bit of that, or no? Or and also, like, you were in Forbes recently, right? You guys in Forbes?
Yeah, we were in Forbes. Yeah, the media, that we've kind of gotten into has been awesome. Again, like a whole big piece of this too was that I wasn't going to just do it myself, but I was going to surround myself with the people who are also had these tools, like had the same mindset as myself. And so our team has been incredible, like our PR, all of the different people that we brought in. So it hasn't been just like the income and the money that has come in, but it's been like the relationships as well. And like those people are surrounding us as part of our team. And then, the conversations and the meaningful conversations that we're having with people, NFL teams, coming to tour the ranch, like different things like that are just happening all around me. So
what makes your ranch so unique in particular than others that are there?
So we're the only regenerative organic certified farm for beef and pork in the United States.
Let's go. Yeah. That's huge, right? That's huge. Making 30 million this year is amazing. So imagine having something so particularly amazing like that, but you yourself are blocking the wealth. Like I've always said, you are the blueprint for your life and business. So if you are not in the state to receive more wealth or to create more wealth, then you could be a multi-millionaire right now. But if you are not there first, because it's be, do, have. If you don't have the be, do, have part, the be, then you're going to be blocking a lot of the wealth that you want to come in. What is something that you would tell people when they're thinking about joining our programs or working with me or anything like that? Like, I mean, had you not joined, let's talk about this. Had you not joined, where do you think you would be right now?
I mean, I definitely think I would still be out there, like searching to find the right fit. Like Shamina said in the beginning, I was looking for all of these different mastermind groups and who were the people that I wanted to surround myself with. Like I knew that piece of it. I knew that I wanted to find the people, but then actually becoming, I remember our the first call that I was on with you. And I remember like literally feeling, I don't know how many other ladies were on that call, maybe, I don't know, 15 or 20 or, maybe more than that. I remember thinking you were like specifically talking to me. You were like, everything that you were saying, I was like, that's me. Like, that is so me. And you were just so like real and like, just blunt about it all. And I appreciated that because I just felt like I could open up and be like, oh, you're saying all the things that I think, but I haven't like been able to say or think them, and feeling that support in thinking them. So absolutely. I appreciate that.
How's your relationship with your husband and your kids and just everyone else changed since you've gone through basically you got through you removed the things that were holding you back. So how is your relationships now?
Yeah, I mean, sharing that, I shared it the whole time through the program, like with my husband for sure. And, with my daughter who's 18, she's a senior, she's graduating. My son who's, 21, both of them have seen the shift. Their mindsets have all completely shifted. I mean, it's top of conversation all the time about, what we're thinking, what we believe in, the energy around money, all of that.
I love that. I love that. Well, I have invested in Kristina's company too. I told my friends I bought some cows, and so and they're like, "You're my unique. You're my most interesting friend now that I've bought some cows." And let me tell you, if any of you are looking to do an investment too, send me a message. I will tell you how to get in contact with Kristina for you to make some investments. Like you want to make your money work for you, and when you're working with somebody who's doing something so amazing out in the world, it's something that you want to be a part of. And so, Kristina, what would you tell people who are sitting on the fence or just thinking about coming to work with me? Like, I mean, you're extraordinary. And I actually, you and a lot of everybody else is extraordinary. We don't have just mediocre results in our programs, because I really do care about what you do. And I think one of the things that women, and I think you said this to me, I created a safe space for you to like basically let your cape down so you can get out of that masculine energy to really do the work that you needed to do. And you've done a lot of work on yourself at that point. What would you tell people if they're on the fence? Like, I mean, they can change, they can stay, they can try and do it themselves, but you literally fast tracked and quantum leaped your cash. I mean, you went from 1 million to 6 million to 30 million this year, which is kind of amazing. And obviously these results aren't the same and her business is different, but I mean, it could apply to you. So what would you say to them if they're thinking about doing that?
Like, definitely take the leap and then just trust the process and like just be open to listening. I mean, just be open. Like if you know that it's there for you, because I mean, I think that's the thing. When anyone's like thinking about maybe stepping in or like starting the program, it's like they're considering it and they know that the possibility, the potential is there. It is there. You just have to like take that leap of faith, go all in, like open up, and just the more that you let your mind expand and do it, the quicker the progress is going to take place.
One thing I want to say is like after it was about, I think it was like 2 months in, it was February, November, December, January, you secured that contract for 4.5 million. And after that, you're like, okay, I can do this now. Your confidence and your conviction went up on what you were doing. How would you say your relationship with money is now, like versus where it was back then? I mean, you guys were in a little bit of a desperate state back then, but now where are you now? Like, and how do you feel about it overall?
I mean, my relationship with money is just like this confident, like it just feels positive. Everything just feels so positive, and the energy around it is just like, I always know that it's going to be there supporting us because of what we're doing, and because of the tools that I've been given.
I love that. Okay. Anything last? There were some questions on here, but maybe we don't have time for them because I know Kristina is very busy because she's busy making lots of deals and she's doing a lot of things right now. And she graciously came on to share. When I was talking to her and she actually hit me up to invest in her company, I was like, yeah, sure. And then when she told me they were making 30 million, I'm like, I knew you guys were doing well, but I didn't know it was like going to be at 30 million this year. I knew they done really well last year. And I was like, oh, we got to go tell everybody that's possible of, where you can go and how fast and quickly. It was a year and a half ago. You leaped. And like people say it's woo-woo shit, but this stuff works. Like when you do it, it works. And like, this is the transformation. And I love that you said listening to the podcast, because listen, even if you don't come work with me and, invest in one of our programs or premium offers, you can still listen to the podcast and read the book and get transformations there too. Right?
Definitely. Agree. Okay. Yeah. All the tools, so helpful. Do them all.
All right. Any last words you want to share? We got people on here. Anything else you want to say? One last thing?
No, I mean, I just, I think take the leap. I mean, that's the biggest piece of it is believe in yourself, reach for the stars. Like, let's go.
I love it. Thank you so much for the sharing, Kristina. And those of you that are watching the replay, make sure you drop down, a comment of what you thought and what you took away. And I hope that you have the possibility now you're a multi-millionaire now. Like, how does that feel?
It feels like, I mean, I've written that down so many times, like that was coming and now it's here. And it's like, it's just kind of crazy, but amazing. I like knew it was going to happen. I wrote it down that it was happening and it happened. So
love it. All right. Congratulations. You're amazing. Thank you for giving me your time today. And thank you for everybody watching. And I can't wait to buy some more cows. All right. All right. Take care. Bye. Bye.